Just when we thought the Snow White drama couldn't get any crazier, guess what? It's escalating by the day, and even Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler seem stunned by how things are unfolding. So, what's really going on behind the scenes? Let's break it down. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Your support helps the channel grow, and I truly appreciate it. Now, let's get into the chaos. At this point, it's starting to feel like a never-ending saga. Every single day, there's a new wave of drama surrounding Snow White. I've joked about this in previous videos, but seriously, with each passing day, more behind-the-scenes turmoil is exposed. And today? Well, today is no different. We're now less than a week away from the release of Disney's live-action Snow White, and let's just say the tension is at an all-time high. But this isn't just about fan gossip or internet theories. There's real friction behind the scenes, particularly between Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot. Honestly, it's no surprise. From the start, there were whispers about their clashing personalities and opposing worldviews. But now, it's becoming painfully obvious that the tension on set was real, and as the film's premiere looms closer, things are only getting worse. So let's take a closer look at Zegler versus Gadot, two actresses who, from the outside looking in, could not be more different. And when I say different, I mean in every possible ways. She embodies the classic Hollywood professionalism that keeps her out of unnecessary controversies. On one side, we have Rachel Zegler, a 23-year-old rising star who shot to fame through an open casting call for West Side Story. While her performance was widely praised, she quickly became a polarizing figure due to her outspoken nature and unfiltered social media presence. She speaks her mind, whether it's about politics, Hollywood, or her own career. And while some admire her confidence, others find it off-putting. There's no denying her talent, but her bold persona has led to accusations of entitlement, something that doesn't always sit well in the industry. On the other hand, we have Gal Gadot, a veteran actress who has earned her place in Hollywood through years of hard work. She didn't land Wonder Woman overnight. It took years of dedication and persistence. Unlike Zegler, Gadot understands the importance of professionalism and rarely finds herself at the center of controversy. She focuses on her craft, avoids unnecessary drama, and has built her career on a reputation of grace and discipline. With such stark differences in their personalities, work ethics, and public personas, it's no wonder that tensions between these two actresses have been brewing, both on and off set. It becomes clear that this isn't just about scheduling conflicts. There's real tension between these two co-stars. On one side, Gal Gadot, a proud supporter of Israel, served in the Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, as part of her country's mandatory service. She has been outspoken about her stance, which has drawn both support and criticism. Her views are deeply personal, shaped by her background and experiences. On the other hand, Rachel Zegler has been a vocal advocate for progressive causes, frequently expressing support for Palestine and other social justice movements. Her political activism has made her a prominent figure in left-leaning circles, and she doesn't shy away from making bold statements, even when they stir controversy. With such opposing worldviews, it's hardly shocking that there's been friction between the two. They may be co-stars, but their political differences make for an awkward dynamic, especially when working on such a high-profile film. A major red flag is how Gadot and Zegler have barely been seen together during the film's promotional campaign. Sure, they made an appearance at the Oscars, but beyond that, they've been on separate press tours. Zegler has been traveling internationally with the film's director, Mark Webb, visiting Tokyo in Spain. Gadot, meanwhile, has been primarily handling press events in New York, steering clear of the European premieres. At first glance, this might seem like a minor scheduling issue, but when you look deeper, it raises questions. Why would two lead actresses of the same film have such different promotional paths? Wouldn't Disney want them to appear together more often to showcase unity and chemistry? The fact that Gadot skipped the European premiere in Spain, a major promotional event, is particularly telling. While the studio might try to brush it off as coincidence, the lack of joint appearances suggests underlying tension that Disney would rather keep under wraps. As more details emerge, it's becoming increasingly clear that Disney might be intentionally keeping Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot apart to avoid further tension. According to inside sources, Gadot was never even supposed to be in Spain for press events. She was originally scheduled for New York. But it's hard to ignore the suspicious timing, especially since this happened while Zegler was off in Tokyo and Spain with director Mark Webb. Could it be a coincidence? Maybe, but considering their starkly different personalities, it's entirely possible that Disney is strategically separating them to prevent any potential drama from escalating. While sources insist that Gadot isn't actively avoiding Zegler, it's more about keeping the press tour as smooth as possible. And honestly, that makes sense. This isn't the first time we've seen cracks in their dynamic. One of the last times these two were seen together was at the D23 Expo, and even then, their body language made it crystal clear. They were not exactly best friends. Unlike Zegler, Gadot prefers to steer clear of controversy. One insider put it simply, Gal believes that once you sign on to a project, you stick with it and avoid stirring the pot. Zegler, on the other hand, she's not afraid to speak her mind, especially on issues she's passionate about. And that, it seems, is a major point of contention between them. At this point, it's safe to say there's no real personal connection between them. They worked together, they did their jobs, and now they're moving on with their lives. Snow White should have been an easy win for Disney. They could have stuck with a traditional casting choice, someone classically trained, someone who fit the fairy tale aesthetic, and avoided one of the biggest controversies in recent Hollywood history. Instead, Disney made a deliberate decision to cast someone who brought a strong political stance to the role, and in doing so, ignited a firestorm of debate. Now, the only thing left to do is wait and see how the film performs. Will it sink or swim? That remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, this controversy isn't going away anytime soon. You better believe I'll be back to share my thoughts with you all very soon. And who knows, I might just grab a drink, kick back, and make the whole experience even more entertaining. After all, what's better than a little fun while diving into all this crazy Hollywood drama? Before we wrap things up, do me a favor. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to share it with your friends. Let's get the conversation going because I genuinely want to hear from you. Head down to the comment section and let me know your thoughts on this whole Snow White controversy. Do you think Disney is making things worse for itself, or is all this backlash just another phase that'll eventually blow over? I'm really curious to hear what you all have to say. Your opinions matter so much, and I love engaging with you in the comments. It's one of my favorite parts of this whole journey. And hey, if you're enjoying my content and want even more exclusive behind-the-scenes access, I've got something special for you. I have a Patreon where I share content that you won't find anywhere else. Over there, you'll get early access to my upcoming videos, exclusive bonus content, and some extra surprises that are only available to my biggest supporters. If you love what I do here and want to help keep the channel growing, supporting me on Patreon is one of the best ways to do it. Plus, you'll be joining an amazing community of people who are just as passionate about these discussions as you. Before I go, I just want to take a moment to say thank you. Seriously, it means the world to me that you take time out of your day to tune in, listen, and be part of this amazing conversation. Your support, your comments, your likes, it all keeps me going. And I couldn't do this without you. So stay tuned because there's plenty more to come, and trust me,